Shonje Sencho Rinpoche Ma Ye Pa Nam Ye Jor Je Shi Ba Nam Ba Me Pa Tong Kone Kondan Pe Ra Sho Ni Ji Chimbo Tso Deni Me Hin Zoni Malam Chimbo Nga Jata Pe Karta Nga Sentu Shorma Do Tumba Kadran Jan La Sorvande Dosun Rogo Lo Na Chu La Yar Good morning, and also please to generate bodhicitta. It is a very important motivation or attention, and everything is depends the conditions, but entirely really depends our mind. And what does it means? And everything is good or bad, delicious or not delicious, and wonderful or not wonderful. Everything is actually depends our mind. And when we look or investigate all the phenomena, we can include it, mind and materials. And mind is completely different than the materials. And minds receive the feeling of happy, sorrow, and this sort of is completely different. But fundamentally, both material, mind, and we say it's like the positive or negative, or good or bad, or it is like a delicious or not delicious, comfortable or not comfortable, and it's precious or not precious. I think most it is both perspective, mind and materials. It depends the good or bad, it depends actions. And also materials, some movement materials become more good. And also same as the mind, some movement of the mind, and doesn't matter object or the subject mind itself, of course principally the mind itself. Some movements it can make mind happy, mind can say good, mind say receive comfortable, bliss, delicious, these things. And then we can to more approach, we are talking about the causalities. Causalities. Of course, generally speaking, causality is, what does it mean really, causality? Causality is the cause and effect. And cause and effect is very much inevitable. They are like goes unmistakably goes after the other ones. And like whatever we have cause, positive cause or negative cause, is a result, is follow up. Then the result is good, this result is become cause and next result. And like this, and this cause and effect all the times running after each other. And then it's weakened to say, according to our body, speech, mind, we have some action or movement, like naturally or specifically. Natural movement of the body, speech, mind, we normally can't recognize what is the move or actions of the body, speech, mind. And then it's like someone's to check to us, or we check ourselves. Most times our actions are really, it's like kind of more connected to the negative and relate to the disturbing emotions like ignorance, jealousy, anger, hatred, so on. Then these actions, movements, accumulated some cause of the sufferings. If there is a little bit action, physically, body, mind, some virtue actions occur, and then these accumulations, we kind of sometimes to have happy, peace, comfortable. This is the obviously. And then it's like very simply we can to say, when we make food or tea, this food like tea is become the delicious, nice or not nice, almost it totally depends on our actions. Of course, these materials also beginning, we cannot to say it depends. Maybe how we collected, which sort of greetings. And then it's maybe we got everything, and then we are making the food or the teas. Maybe it's become good, delicious or good. It entirely depends that our motivation or doer itself's actions depends the actions. And we do something good things, of course it's possessed, there is time, maybe 1 hour, half an hour, we need to prepare food or tea. And then its result is coming, good or bad, depends on our actions. But there are results. And then this food we eat, say delicious, take away the hungry, or tea we drink, that take away the thirsty, we can to say delicious. This is result of our actions. And also this food or teas, something is helping to our body. When we eat through the mouth, swallowed into the stomach, then how it is the effect or like the kind of benefit for body, there are something. And exactly like this, then there are the different ways of doing the positive things. Physically, verbally, mentally. Physically, we like kind of the exactly to stop the negative actions, and then try to do some positive circumambulation, persuasion, like taking the meditation positions, and something also like doing the mandalas, like this. Verbally, as much as we can, to stop the negative actions and to do some positive. How we can do? To pray, recite the mantras, prayers, as much as we can, loudly, and as much as numbers, doesn't matter, millions or trillions is possible. As much as we do, that much is very much good. And also mentally, to stop the negative actions, like kind of, like connect to the disturbed emotions, and to create some positive, generate bodhicitta, generate like a yogi of deity, like dissolutions, all the like kind of the what Buddha's taught, that bring into the heart and mix it and to change mind, the movement of the minds. And this kind of action of body, speech, minds definitively bring temporary happiness and also ultimate happiness. That you believe or not believe, you want or not want, that is the realities. And when we're thinking like this, then also, if possible, to do some this Mandala offerings. It's wonderful. Yesterday in the Mandala teaching in the fourth chapter says that we need to do accumulation of mandalas. Why? Because if we don't do this, the offering mandala, we cannot accomplish the true accumulation of the merit, the wisdoms. If we cannot do that, how we can to dispel or eliminate our obscurations? If we cannot obscurations, how we can achieve these twofold purities of Buddhahood? Impossible. And therefore, any perspective of the Buddha's teachings telling to us, you should to do the to accumulation merit. And in order to do accumulation merit, there are like according the different follower of the Buddhas, their own each individual capacities, they are doing different way to do the accumulation merit, accumulations. Like we can to say is accumulation and purified. That maybe is more accurate to say in Tibet is sok yongs. Sok is accumulate, yong is the purified. It's necessary sok yongs. For example, it purified that through the accumulations, and here is in the mention that in this chapter says like the best to purify our obscuration, of course, is the Vajrasattva practice. That is more profound, deep, and like this. But also these methods of the Mandala offerings, also it is can to purify the obscurations. And Vajrasattva practice, also we are accumulating positive because the meditation generation stage of the Vajrasattva and accumulation of the merit, and also it's like this generation stage of the Vajrasattva totally enhanced or the embraced by the dissolution or perfections. And this is like kind of the accumulation of the wisdoms. And through this, of course, profundity purifications, but here is the to more we are involved doing some accumulations. And top of there is in the quotation of the sutta says, you remember yesterday, maybe you can to imagine your like kind of mentally offerings, the entire on the world of the universal to fill up the all like replace of your desirable things, desirables, or like kind of the whatever for your perspective good things, gold, diamond, delicious food, expensive color, all whatever your favorite desirable things, to fill up this universal, if you offer to Buddha and Bodhisattvas, and it can complete your own accumulation merit, and through this your benefit is you are like kind of automatically complete your own accumulation merit, and you complete your accumulation merit, then you are purified your own true obscurations, then surely it's shine out your own qualities of the twofold purities of the Buddhahood. And therefore, and now it's like we are specifically this Mandala and Mandala offerings. Today our this sentences is, in this tradition, like more the Longchen tradition, or it's like specifically here the quoting the enchanted verses, commentary of, or the text of the preliminary practice, or the quoting the word of my perfect teachers, and say tradition, when making such an offering, we use two separate mandalas, the accomplishment mandala and the offering mandalas. Can you give me this mandala? And this is like kind of the like necessary to say. Maybe if you have, and to keep necessary to have two mandalas, and like materials, I want to say show you. This is like kind of when you do the mandalas, and this is the representative of the mountain mirror, and all the like kind of the foundation, and then it's like a ring or the fence. You have normally 3 fans, and like this, and then it's top of there is the head, and like topic, and this sort of is, if you have 2, one is we call the accomplishment mandala, one is the offering mandala, you using yourself, and like this is necessary, okay, 2 mandalas. One is the accomplishment mandala. Accomplishment mandala means it's like kind of it's representative of the refugee tree. It's like the refugee tree means it's the all the deities of the refugees, and you remember in the like the front of the U, there are like kind of the special tree. It itself has 5 branches. In the middle branches, 1,000 on the top of the lotus, and then it's like the representative of your teacher as the Guru Rinpoche Pema Sambhava, and then is right side there is the Bodhisattva, 8 Bodhisattva, left side 8 Shavakas, the monks, and the front there is the 3 Buddhas, past, present, futures. Behind the Guru Rinpoche there is all the authentic teachings of the text, and showing face towards to us. And then above the Guru Rinpoche's, all the Longchen Yintics, or the authentic lineage, great masters, and from the Samantabhata, and to enter the Guru Rinpoche, your root teachers. And then it's surrounded, and there is all the Daka and Dakinis. Like this, as I said, it's 5 branches. In the middle Guru Rinpoche, front branches on the top of there is the 3 Buddhas of the past, present. On the right of the Guru Rinpoche side, this branch and lotus, 8 Bodhisattvas. Left the branch of the lotus, on the top of there is 8 Shavakas. And behind this backside, the lotus, on the lotus, there is all the teachings of the Tantras. And they are kind of like rainbow, and very clearly and very vivid, and this is you generated in your mind, or can visualize like this. That is maybe if you have a tonkat, but this mandala is the unaccomplished mandala, means represented like this. And then it's the first times you do like this. Of course, later we can do more study how to do it. And when you are finished this unaccomplished mandala, and then you put in the front on the altar, and then you use yourself, it's offering mandalas. There's 2 kind of the mandala. And then is the material out of the which the mandala, the material out of the which the mandala, the qualities of the mandala. And the mandala itself is like this one. Maybe it's which kind of mandala should be made depends on your means. Depends on your means is depends your your belonging or your opportunities. Or maybe if you are rich, or maybe not rich, or middle, and it totally depends on your the material levels. The best kind of the mandala, based would be made of precious substance such as gold and silver. Like this, for example, this one, I don't know who's put it here. Maybe it's made a copper, a little bit gold, and silvers. It is like this. Here is all is symbolic of the outside mountain mirrors, and like this. And if you have opportunities, it is wonderful. And if you make this one by gold and silvers, maybe why we need silver and gold? Of course, deities, Buddha, Bodhisattvas, nothing. If you made this one gold or silvers, which kind of benefit for them? But you have your benefit. If you spend for that is gold or silvers, it is a wonderful. You kind of your things you created, kind of the universe. This is kind of offerings. And also if you created this one, maybe this is symbolic, the kind of the offerings. Maybe, I don't know, some third tickers arise, maybe they can destroy them. Most times, whoever in the future, centuries, life and laughers, times, generations, maybe whoever they used for use the mandalas, if you created by gold and silvers, how much you are made foundation of the accumulation merit. You first time you made by gold, silvers, and then during your life you can to use it. It's the wonderfuls, and how much you can to do the accumulation merits. And after maybe you are passed away, you left this one behind, and maybe your family is using, maybe some sanghas using, or some others using. Also continue, and like kind of you put some foundation of some is like a inexhaustible accumulation of merit. Now, if you like kind of create a gun, salt, and some is like negative, some materials, and then after they continue used, how much is to make the negatives like this. And there's maybe Buddha and the Bodhisattvas, deities or the teachers, not necessarily, and this mandala is offering like this one is a gold or silver. And also it's like when you are using this on front of your teacher, and you like maybe made gold and silver, and then you put top of there, so some is like the greedies or the like piles, what you put things is maybe coral, diamond, and then you put in the front of the teachers. Maybe teachers, what they do probably is like symbolic, and you offer that, and what kind of the reality is the benefit. Maybe fully you are like kind of the offered, probably is like where they can to used. After they use, maybe also again to mandala. And therefore, if you have opportunity, if you have the like good means, like depends on your means, if you can do that, create these basic mandala offerings, you made the precious substance such as gold or silver, it is the wonderful. And then it's like kind of the mediums quality, one would be made of the bill metals. Bill metal is like kind of this one. And how to say, quite very nice one. Sometimes the bill metal inside they put silver, gold. Then bill metal is so expensive, very, very precious. Like this, if sometimes, but it's not same value of course, gold and silver, but some. Or some is like another fine materials. Any others also is like kind of whatever you have. This is of course totally depends your means or your kind of the positions, your like kind of the material or it's like belonging things. Material. At worst, you would even use a smooth, flat stones. Absolutely, if you haven't got nothing, you don't need to worry it. And of course, it depends of your minds. And for instance, first Patrul Rinpoche and his basic student of the Nyosho Lonto, they both stay in the retreat place of Dzogchen Valley. You remember, there is mountain, there is 3 lakes, and the top of the lakes, when they're doing the mandala offerings, they have very much smooth, flat stone there. We have still, and they use there this flat stone, and very much after they softened, like very much soft, flat, smooth. And then it's like I heard like first pattern which he did, he like broke something here and he used like this. Exactly he did like Kadampas practitioners and also Lontos. Or like kind of the piece of the wood. Absolutely you can to use some cut the piece of wood if you haven't got nothing, if you are really kind of poor. And maybe it's like simple yogis, they can to do like this. And also it's it's like if you made mandala, like a huge mandala, made precious substance of the gold, silver, and then you like kind of the clinging to this one, and also it's like kind of very proudly I created, and like kind of arrogant, maybe it's not very much benefit. And maybe if you are using like a piece of the world, and maybe it's your motivations are fantastic, probably this piece of the world offering mandalas, you're using that maybe more profound than the using the gold and silvers. Of course, that is the depends that your mind is absolutely surely. And then it's like if possible to do like material things, nice things, it's why not? It's for the accumulation merits like this. Then it's the offering piles like green something top of that. Place it on the mandala. Bases would ideally consist of precious stones, turquoise or coral, sapphires, pearls, and the likes. And the top of there, what like offering you on the top of there is like what you are going to put. You know, it's you did like this, and what you put on the mandala. And this one is maybe you can use a different precious wood, like kind of you pile on the mandalas. You put the place on the mandala. Maybe it is like kind of precious stones. There are many different precious stones. Here is the principle, like turquoise and the coral, like small corals, and sapphires. Sapphire is like a blue stone and very quite expensive. Pearls is like maybe not, I would to say, I mean it's good, but it's like it's okay. Maybe it comes from the fish, but already like someone's collected, then it's you use for mandala, probably it's okay, no problem. And like this sort of any kind of precious stones is very good. And then second basis would be medicinal fruits such as arura and shururase. And this is shuru parase, that's kind of the very special medicine. And arura is like the king of the medicine. It's a very, if you use very well, and that is like very special the medicine for. And shurura is like the India's I think how to call the god blood, good blood or god blood, like bell brew or gel, something is like brood, like bill brood, like kind of roast brie, like kind of one India brie. It's you can to eat direct, very sour, and also it's very much medicinals. And this sort of you can different medicine you can collect to put is wonderful. And then ordinarily they would consist of the grain such as barley, wheat, rice, or pulse is like green things. And when we use this like grains such as barley and wheat so on, first time we should wash and clean very well. And after you change color, maybe you can to put suffering, and then it's like become the yellow, and this make more smells, then it's the wonderful. But at the very worst, you could also choose to use pebbles. That is true. Maybe you can to pick up on the like a river in the beach, to pick up the small nice pebble and to wash. And also you can to use this for the mandalas, for the supporting for your visualizations, and that is also wonderful. And also here is like when you are using like maybe if you are a little bit rich, you can to use it's like first accomplish the mandala offerings, then after like accumulation mandala you are using this, and then you use like kind of the mandala accumulating, you are counting, and then each time is maybe you are like kind of each you use these green things, and after you don't use again, and you don't use again whatever you used this green like barley wheat, you should to bring put into the right forest to give birds or to give other poor or some other things. And that is also wonderful. Maybe you think it's like why, and the Buddha and Bodhisattvas, do they need all the time new, fresh? Therefore like this, not because it's to benefit for yourself to accumulation merit. But sometimes maybe it's difficult to buy, like maybe if you do the 100,000, maybe you need probably few 100 kilos. And there in this case is like kind of difficult, you can to buy, you can collect. Of course, maybe you can to maybe 10 kilos you buy and you make nice to wash, to put color, then you can use again and again and again like this. That is also no problem. And also it's like papers and like gravels. Gravel is like kind of almost a sand, like this sort of, and better to clean. That is, I think, is no problem. And this one you can to, and possible to use once you use throughout, and then it's like, or maybe you can collect to use again. And also sand and so on. Any kind of like there's some supporting to your visualizations. Simply as the support for your visualization, that's right. And like this. Whatever material your mandala based in made of clean it with great cares. And it remains like this material mandala based is made maybe of gold, silver, or like the smooth stone or wood. It doesn't matter, any kind of this one. And then you need to care, is a great care, means it's like kind of to clean up, and very much necessary to, how do you say, to wipe like kind of to clean like this, like this. Then it's like, now it's like we can to say the first how you to do the accomplishment mandala. And when you know that this accomplishment mandala very well, then after it's easily you can to know about that. Okay. And then it's like beginning by arranging 5 piles on the accumulation accomplishment mandalas, and like kind of you need to arrange 5 piles, and that kind of the means is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. You do is like kind of the piles by the grain, or it's like maybe, I don't know, your what precious some substance. And then it's like you can to visualize, like you put 5, like a thumb, you can to say one is in the middle, and maybe in this case you need to put later like this. Then it's in the front of yourself, is western in the your side, eastern in the other side, like this. And then you put 5 pile 1, and first east, south, west, then it's the north. And then you put this 5 like kind of the pile on the uncompletable mandala. That's very easy. Put one small pile in the center to represent the Buddha Birochana, surrounded by the deities of the Buddha families. And when you are first time you put in the middle, that is the like representative of the Buddha Birochana. Birochana, or sometimes you can to say Himasagara Buddha. Himasagara Buddha, have you heard? Maybe it's like Hema Sagara Buddha. And this is like same as the Buddha Birochana, okay? Birochana. The Buddha Birochana normally is the principle in the middle is the Buddha, 5 Buddha families. And in this perspective, like I want to just to say, and Birochana's sitting on the space is like this, meditation positions, and he is holding begging bowl like this. In the begging bowl inside the water, and then in the middle begging bowl there is a lotus lily, and this lotus like going to the different level of the flowers, 1, 2, 3, 4, until the underground is like how do you say the how do you say in the top of this name is I don't know, this one is in the like crown, this head, until there is normally it's like 13 levers, and in these 13 levers, no, it's a 25 levers, of course, and 25, like 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 25, and we are in the heart lever. In the heart lever, in the one small one is the lotus. In the top of this lotus, our like kind of the universal, 10 million universal, and on the small piece of petal, the leaves of the Buddha Birochanas. And then others is unimaginable. That is this universes, like not kind of our solar system. It's like unimaginable. Birochana is bigger size. And therefore, in the middle is the Buddha Birochana. Sometimes is called the Himasagara Buddha. And surrounded by the deities of the Buddha families. And then it's like to go to the same as others, the 5 Buddha families. Then you put in the front of the Birochana Buddhas, you put once, put another one in the like eastern directions, meaning towards to yourself. It's a very clearly here, uncompletion manner, to shows to yourself, towards yourself, and the eastern is here your side, to represent the Buddha Birochana, like a Vajra Ashubhyas, Buddha Ashobhya, sometimes it is the Vajrasattva, but it's like a Buddha. This Ashoka Buddha, it is a blue Buddha, and like kind of representative the water. It doesn't matter, but this one surrounded by the deities of the Vajra families, and also this sometimes is like unimagined universes. Also, you can see the Vajra, the Ashoka Buddha. Also, you can to say is the Himasagara Ashoka Buddha. And this one is like also itself has 5 families, exactly. And then is the one in the south for the Buddha Rinasambhava, surrounded by the deities of the jewel families. And then is in the western for the Buddha Amitabha, surrounded by the deities of the lotus families. And then is the north, and in the north for the Buddha Amungasati, surrounded by the deities of the action families. And this is like kind of the you 5 piled is the representative the 5 Buddha families. If you consider it other way, like quoting the refugee trees, says like another possibility is to be visualized the field of the merit as on the refugee practice that I said to you before like this. The center pile would then the representative of the great master of the Ondriyana, Guru Rinpoche. That is your representative, your teacher. And inseparable from your own root teachers. With all the teachers of the great perfections lineage above him, arranged in the order one above the others, and like kind of from the both of the Guru Rinpoches, started Samantabhata and Vajrasattva and Garab Dorje, then is so on coming to all the lineage, like the teachers, masters, are both of the Guru Rinpoches. And then is the front piles that would represent the Buddha Shakyamuni, surrounded by the 1,002 Buddhas of the great Kapasa. And in this like white Kalpasa, white eons, and it can come to 1,000 Buddha can come here. And that is like kind of the principally we have like kind of the 3 Buddhas, and Buddha like kind of Kashyapani, and Buddha Shakyamuni, and Buddha Mutiyanas. This is past Buddha, present Buddha, future Buddhas. But of course, not only this, they're surrounded, we can visualize 1,000 Buddhas who is appearing during in these eons. And that is in the front. Then in the right side of the Guru Rinpoche, and the pile on the right would represented his 8 great close sons surrounded by the noble Sangha of the Bodhisattvas. And of course, Buddha Shakyamuni, he has like kind of the physical son. Son is like kind of the Rahulas. Verb son is a Pachika Buddha, Shavaka Buddhas. And heart son is the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Great closest son is this like kind of the 8 Bodhisattvas. Noble, like principally Avalokiteshvara, Machushiri, Benzapan, so on. And then it's on the like left side, on the pile on the left would represent on the true principle, like monks, Shavaka, like Shavakas. The principle is Shariputra and the Mangala son. The Shavakas surrounded by the noble Sangha of Shavakas and the Parchika Buddhas, principally Sharipa and Mangalayas. And all of those are the like not kind of the sitting on the lotus cushion, and they are like kind of the standees. That means is like they are never ever tired to do some benefit for the other sentient beings. Therefore, they are not sitting, they are standing. And the noble Sangha of the Shavaka Pachika Buddha and the noble Sangha of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. And then is the pile of the back would be the jewel of the Dharmas. There is in the form of the stacked up. Stacked up is like kind of the shelf. Books in case, like kind of the not naked. Book is like covered, like kind of the encased. In the little of the light rice, all the in the stacked up surround like kind of the rainbows, like a lot of the luminosities, lights rising to and towards to your side. And this like kind of need, which is the case, place this is accomplishment mandala on your outer self. And like the elite like kind of the books encased in a little of light rice, lighters or lattice of the light rice. And also this is like kind of you need to same as visualize the refugee trees. There is Tibetans is like at the beginning, like kind of the visualize the field of the merit as in the refugee practice. Anyway, whatever is the case, and like this you done, then this one, place this accomplishment mandala on your altar and another suitable supports. Then it's like maybe if you can to say first you put 5 thumb, okay, and then it's like maybe after you practice, continue this praise. Later we can do more study, and then you need to fill up, like you put and the iron, and then you fill up, and then it's like this, and all these 3 are the you put, and put even the this, and then you can to put in the front on the altar, and or it's like to put very nice in the some suitable support. If you have them, surround it with the 5 offerings, and you put in your altar and suitable support, and then front there is like you need to 5 offerings, bowls. It is the necessary. And here is the 5 offerings. That is like the representative, the 5 faculties, the 5 object of the desirables. And therefore, it is like kind of the 5 and offerings. Maybe it's like kind of the flower, and then is the how do you say this, water, and maybe it is like kind of the lamp, and incense, sound, so on. There's 5 offerings, and place it in front of the representative of the Buddha's body, speech, and the mind. And also this is like kind of your uncompleted mantras. Maybe it's like you done like this, and then maybe it's like you put on the altar. Behind there is maybe like tonka, like behind the me, the Buddha Shakyamuni is like tonkas. You can do like this, and this is Buddha's body, speech, mind. Maybe if you have tonka or statue, or maybe you have text, or maybe you have like kind of stupa, and then you put in the front that this like kind of accomplishment mantra. Okay, like this. Then we can to next time start. We can to stop. There's 10 minutes. Yes. How many minutes? 20 minutes. Okay. 20 minutes.